Ever wondered how the fight between Gandalf and the Balrog actually happened? Here is an example of everything that happened. The shadow stretched, and the flame within it writhed as the Balrog took its first step onto the bridge of Khazad-dûm. Its whip of fire cracked, the sound echoing like the snap of doom itself. But standing firm, a lone figure in grey, was Gandalf. "You cannot pass," he declared, his voice booming with a power that shook the very stones. "I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor. The dark fire will not avail you. Flame of Udin, go back to the shadow. You cannot pass." The Balrog didn't listen. It drew a great sword of pure flame and lunged. Gandalf met the strike with Glamdring, his own blade, and the clash of magic and steel sent a blinding white light exploding through the chamber. The Balrog's sword shattered into molten fragments. With a roar of fury, it coiled its whip. Gandalf raised his staff, a shield of light erupting around him. But the whip snaked around it, pulling, testing his strength. The staff strained, and with a final desperate cry, Gandalf slammed it down. The bridge of Khazad-dûm cracked, groaning under the immense power unleashed. The section beneath the Balrog gave way, and the fiery demon plunged into the abyss. For a moment, there was silence. Victory. But as the Fellowship watched, the Balrog's whip lashed out from the darkness, catching Gandalf's ankle. He stumbled, clinging to the edge. "Fly, you fools," he cried, and then he was gone, pulled down into the endless dark. But the battle wasn't over. It had just begun. They fell for what felt like an eternity, a maelstrom of shadow and light locked in a death spiral. Gandalf's mind was a fortress, his will a sharpened blade against the Balrog's ancient evil. They plunged into a subterranean lake, the water hissing and boiling around them. The Balrog's fire was quenched, but its strength was immense. They wrestled in the freezing depths, a silent, brutal struggle in the heart of the mountain. Gandalf, gasping, dragged himself and his foe from the water, onto the rock, at the very foundations of the mountain. From the lowest dungeon to the highest peak they fought. The Balrog, its fiery form now a thing of slime and raw muscle, was relentless. Gandalf pursued it up the endless stair, a forgotten path winding through the core of the misty mountains. They climbed for days, the air growing thin, their bodies battered and broken. Finally, they emerged onto the peak of Zirak-Sigil. The world spread out beneath them in a sea of clouds. Here, under the open sky, their final confrontation would take place. A storm raged, lightning splitting the heavens, mirroring the fury of their combat. The Balrog was a creature of brute force, its claws tearing at the stone, its every blow meant to crush. Gandalf was a whirlwind of motion, his staff a blur, his sword Glamdring singing its ancient song. He parried, dodged and countered, his movements fueled by an energy that defied his weary form. The Balrog swung its massive fists, seeking to pulverize him, but Gandalf was too swift. He leaped onto the creature's back, driving his staff into a crack in its stony hide. The demon roared in agony, thrashing wildly to throw him off. Gandalf held on, his mind clear, his purpose absolute. He saw his opening. The Balrog, blinded by rage, exposed its chest for a fleeting second. With a final surge of strength, Gandalf drew Glamdring and plunged it deep into the creature's heart. A terrible, soul-shattering shriek tore through the storm. The Balrog convulsed, its dark form writhing. It stumbled back, teetering on the edge of the precipice. With one last look of utter hatred, it fell, crashing down the mountainside to be broken upon the rocks below. Gandalf stood alone on the peak, breathing heavily, the storm slowly beginning to subside. He had won. The shadow was defeated. He leaned on his sword, exhausted but victorious, and watched the sun break through the clouds. What an incredible tale of sacrifice and power. The fight against the Balrog wasn't just a physical battle, it was a clash of cosmic forces. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore of Middle-earth, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more adventures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.